parti. Hop. Yo, salut sur YouTube, j'espère que tu vas bien. On se retrouve pour une nouvelle quête histoire. Aujourd'hui, on va en apprendre plus sur Albedo. Aldebo Sodebo, je sais plus comment il s'appelle. Mais quoi qu'il en soit, ça commence ici à Mondstadt avec Timius de la synthétisation. Qui n'est pas là, c'est sucrose, tout va bien. C'est parti du coup. Mais elle a des petites oreilles de biche, j'avais pas vu. J'avais pas vu.
Hello, traveler in Paimon. Pardon me.
Albedo.
Are you looking for Timaeus? No, just strange for him to not be around. I see. He was called away by Albedo a little while ago. I was called over to attend to the store. If you need any help, just call my name. If not, thanks. No worries. We're all clued up on the basics of alchemy.
Ouais, on connaît l'alchimie, c'est sûr.
I guess it's no surprise coming from the one who repelled Storm Terror. Actually, since it's you.
Ah, on peut aider Monsieur Albedo, qu'est-ce qu'on peut faire?
Albedo. You and Timaeus mentioned him the last. Apologies.
Le nom nous dit quelque chose.
Albedo is the Knights of Favonia's chief alchemist.
C'est l'alchimiste en chef.
He's also Timaeus and my teacher.
Ah.
But Paimon's only ever seen Timaeus teaching alchemy. Yes, he's dedicated himself to investigating the truth of this world. We often get alchemists coming to Mondstadt from all over Teyvat, seeking his help. They say that the subtlest of guidance from Mr. Albedo. Wow! Paimon didn't know he was such a big deal. Still, it seems that he's encountered a problem in his research recently. Every time I see him, he has a concerned look on his face.
Ma connaissance se limite aux bases, hein, je m'y suis pas intéressé.
I know it would bring him lots of new inspiration. Albedo is a true gentleman. He'll be sure to pay you back in equal measure for helping him out. I don't see why not. Testing the limits of living beings' capability. Albedo and Timaeus will be conducting research in the mountains right now. I'm afraid you'll have to go to the entrance to the pass and look for him by yourselves. Look out for... Sorry. That's the best I can do. Hey, stop worrying.
Oh, yo. Ça marche, merci Lone Star J, merci d'avoir... Merci, merci tout en fait. Merci pour les codes. N'hésitez pas à les utiliser dans le chat si vous n'avez pas utilisé les codes du mois de mai. Personnellement, je ne l'ai pas fait, donc je vais le faire de ce pas. Bon bah, si vous les voyez sur YouTube, ce sera bien trop tard pour les utiliser. Mais force à vous, j'espère que vous les avez utilisés. Et puis bah merci Lone Star J du coup pour le petit partage des codes. Je t'avoue que je vais pas les chercher perso. En général parce que je n'y pense pas principalement, alors que hop, c'est de la ressource gratos. Et salut Zoline du coup, j'espère que tu vas bien. Je t'ai vu passer juste avant le giga message de Lone Star J. Alors, hop, Albedo, on va le choper. Enfin, on va le chercher. On va aller le rencontrer. Il y en a qui jouent un peu Albedo dans le chat là? Est-ce que ça joue un peu Albedo? Pas Albedo, ça c'est qui?
Sister Rosaria, so here you are.
I've told you already, I don't go in for that kind of thing.
But this event has commemorative significance.
Hopes?
Oh, la voix de Barbara en anglais, j'en peux plus. Je crois que je vais vraiment passer mon champ en japonais.
I mean, sure, but...
But what? You're the event organizer, aren't you? Do you not find it the least bit odd?
On connaît quelqu'un qui se fait taper sur les doigts.
This far out from Mondstadt at this hour? Even if you set out right now, I'll wager you still miss the opening ceremony.
Un petit peu fatigué, mais ça va tranquille. Mais qu'est-ce qu'ils font là, nous? Enfin, qu'est-ce que ça nous intéresse?
I can't imagine anyone else was delusional enough to think I was gonna show up. But if you dally any longer, you really won't make it.
You're right. It's a very important commemorative event. If I'm late, then... right, I've gotta get going.
Seems like that sister's in a...
I thought I heard something. Who are you and why are you
J'aime pas du tout, elle.
eavesdropping?
We better watch out. She seems like a dangerous villain.
Oh, really? I'm a member of the long-standing Favonius Church. You're an eavesdropping pixie from who knows where. And you think I'm the trickster?
Wait, she heard that? Paimon was whispering so quietly.
And as for this outlander you seem to be following, the honorary knight that saved us
Et
from
par
storm
contre, elle va se
terror.
calmer.
Well then, given your otherwise, depending on your answer, I could have arrested you on the spot.
What? Do the Sisters of Mondstadt have the authority to arrest people now?
We can't go turning a blind eye to hidden dangers, can we? Why shouldn't sisters have a sense of justice?
That doesn't sound right. But Paimon can't
Elle est
think of a
vachement
good
agressive,
comeback.
elle. Hein.
Let's talk about you. What are you doing in the mountains?
Mais qu'est-ce que ça
But
te
you're
quoi ça
only
te
a
concerne?
traveler. I doubt you have any great skill in alchemy. Whatever. I had a notion of who you were seeking. If it's him you're after, I made a point of noting his tracks. Many people have made their way up after the snowstorm.
So, are you also looking for him?
No, this is just a professional habit of mine. I sensed elemental traces in these tracks. Never hurts to be vigilant.
Ressemblait plutôt à une
I
sorte de
couldn't care what you
détective.
think. Come on then. I'd like to see what he's up to anyway.
Oh, je l'ai.
Zarya said there
Je
were
l'aime pas du
elemental
tout.
traces in the tracks. They should show up pretty clearly with elemental sight.
Je l'aime pas du tout. Vous savez quoi, on va se faire hop, mais un petit. C'est des ennemis ça? J'ai pas envie de me battre. Hop. Laissez-moi tranquille. Je suis censé voir un truc. Ah oui, il y a des traces.
You know, little pixie, your ability to appear and disappear at will is very interesting.
Yeah?
After committing a crime, you'd be able to leave the scene without a trace.
Oh.
You're so
Voilà, on est
suspicious.
obligé de se battre tout le
Paimon a
temps.
criminal in your example.
Je ne veux pas me battre, laissez-moi tranquille.
Let's dance.
Aïe, aïe, aïe.
By royal decree.
Moi j'ai l'impression de cliquer trop lentement, c'est catastrophique. Hop. Oh, mon équipe est en train de mourir
Let the
gentiment. Hein.
show begin.
Ils sont partis par où les petites patounes là? Bon, on va faire du tout droit, on va voir.
It's getting colder and colder. Rosaria, aren't you freezing?
Me? I'm alright. I got used to operating in adverse conditions a long time ago.
Huh? Seems like there's more to being a sister in the Favonius Church than Paimon
Moi
realized.
je peux m'asseoir ici. Bon. Très bien. Je vais juste passer là-bas parce que je sais pas si j'ai fait des petits dons récemment à cet arbre. Oui. Bon, ok. Mais je vois qu'il me manque juste comment ça s'appelle, les caillasses pour récupérer des vœux, je crois. Donc si on trouve du caillou, peut-être on ira les prendre. Oh non, je suis pas prêt pour la bagarre, je suis pas prêt pour la bagarre. Oh là là, oh, les réflexes ce matin.
I'll protect us.
Midnight Phantasmagoria! This way through the living.
No,
Non.
everything.
Oh, je suis lent, c'est une catastrophe.
Ready, steady, go!
C'est lui?
Is that Albedo? Why would he hang around a
Qu'est-ce qui
place
se
like
passe
this?
ici?
The word on the street is he loves painting. He'll hang around anywhere for a good landscape. The views and scenery here are pretty good. Potential.
But can't he see those hilly churros? Uh-oh. Looks like we startled them. Enough talk. Let's take them out of the picture first.
Ok.
Who are you? Why did you alarm them? Thank the gods I'd already completed my painting. Would have been a shame to leave these particular hilly trails unfinished.
Il a l'air d'être autant réveillé que moi, c'est cool.
What's up with painting hilly churros? What makes them so interesting?
I'm afraid the answer isn't easy to explain. If you'd like to have a look at my painting, it may give you a clue.
C'est bien, hein?
Wow. Look at the detail.
You can find these hilly trails anywhere. Quite boring, in fact. Not. But take a look at this specimen. The build, the coat, and there's a distinct in the cyclical lives of such primitive communities. Such unique attributes are an indication of evolution at work.
Hold your horses. Something. We found your man. I'm headed back.
Mais vas-y, rentre chez toi, Rosalia.
What? Don't you have any questions for him? What a weirdo.
So Sister Rosaria brought you. Surprising. But back to the point. From her words, it seems that you were looking for me?
We met a girl in Mondstadt, Sucrose. She said
I see. So Sucrose sent you here. Then, if
Mais
I'm not
pourquoi on le cherche
mistaken,
en fait? On sait même
you
pas.
must be the honorary knight. I've heard a bit of everything. Your actions during Storm Terror's attack, I'll skip to the conclusion. There's only one possibility after all. You? Excellent.
Intelligent, le
If I
bougre.
could procure your
Intelligent.
assistance, I think my research would
Il y a
benefit
un indice de
enormously.
pourquoi dans son nom. Parce qu'il sort du bed, il sort de son lit, je pense. Je pense qu'il est mal réveillé. Hein. Ou alors c'est pas son nom, mais c'est un surnom juste. C'est ce que les gens disent à chaque fois qu'ils le voient, tu vois.
Forgive me. This must be confusing.
Whoa, you want...
You're right.
Oh,
For
je sens que c'est
example,
quelqu'un
awakening life. Breathing new life into fallen leaves.
trop classe. J'allais dire, je sens que c'est quelqu'un qui va trop parler.
You can do that?
L'alchimie est vraiment utile.
However, I have a particular seed in my possession. It's like you, in that it hails from another world. Helping it to grow, to...
Well, if you're struggling to figure it out,
I beg to differ. I'm unable to comprehend the intricacies of life outside of the known world. But you're not from the known world. By observing and researching you, I may just be able to find a way to get...
Qu'est-ce qu'il me
shall
raconte?
we just get out of here? This sounds a little freaky.
Mora, knowledge, and the answer to the question you are seeking.
Bon,
Time for a
parfait.
change of surroundings. We should be going.
Mais elle est pas nette.
Albedo and that traveler seem to have hit it off. Takes a weirdo to know one, I guess. I wonder, does this constitute a risk to Mondstadt?
Elle est pas... Déjà, je connais pas de bonne sœur comme ça. Bon, tu me diras, je connais pas de bonne sœur tout court, mais... Elle est suspecte, elle est suspecte. Parfait. Hop. On se souvient, si on voit des petites offrandes pour l'arbre gelé, on va les prendre. Je sais plus comment ça s'appelle, mais...
Paimon has a question. After the seed sprouts, will it...
I don't know, but I feel the importance will lie in the method. Using alchemy to awaken otherworldly life into Vat would constitute a big leap in my understanding of the essence of life. After awakening, even creation may be possible. Still a little difficult to understand?
No, Paimon's got a brain. But what's the seed gonna become? Isn't that more interesting than whatever it was you were saying?
Oh, je sais pas, mon cerveau n'arrive pas à connecter les informations.
Yay! Paimon's holding you to it.
Well, let's just say I occasionally have to look after a child. The subject of my first research was the elements. In this world, how you're able to freely manipulate elemental power is something I like. Firstly, do you have any extra organs?
Possédez-vous des organes supplémentaires?
A fourth stomach? Fascinating. And this floating child is...
What a stupid question.
Heureusement qu'on n'est pas relié physiquement avec Paimon. Hein.
And another thing, it's Paimon, not floating child.
I was merely considering the possibility that you were an external organ.
Ah.
Perhaps there is some invisible force
On va trouver
connecting...
avec une quête à pêche.
That rules out that possibility. But that would mean that Paimon's elemental power would be enough to break through a mountain rock at least 10 meters.
How would you...
In that case, it would appear that there's no obvious difference between the composition of your body. Given that there's clearly a discrepancy in the research, it seems that only experimentation... Firstly, this mysterious elemental power. Let me lure a few slimes to the area. Perhaps you'd be able to defeat...
Huh? Doesn't seem to...
Direct and clear observation are imperative to a good experiment. Naturally, if you require a greater challenge...
Slimes! Slimes are fine!
Ouais, non, c'est bien. C'est quoi des mimiqueurs?
Well, prepare
Je
yourself.
pas...
The slimes will be here any moment.
Je connais pas. Alors.
I see everything. Share my knowledge. Out of the frying pan, into the... Oz, reveal thyself. Shadow Raven, let night fall. Nice and spicy. Hey.
Wesh, c'est long, hein? Ah oui, très bonne idée ça. Très bonne idée de ma part. Non, mais arrêtez de fuir quand vous avez plus de bouclier là. C'est insupportable cette manie de vouloir ne pas mourir. Oh, c'est pas fini. Oh là 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 là. Oh, je voulais pas le finir à la flemme.
As you wish, mein Fräulein.
En même temps, ouais. Ça aurait été plus vite avec le cristal.
Great work. Did you feel anything out of the ordinary? If you're injured, I have a few emergency potions ready.
Ouais, juste un peu froid.
According to my observations, the manifestation of the... Now that we know that the
Okay.
external flow is manifesting normally,
Internal flow?
it's very simple. I can use alchemy to create a... If the elemental power is stored or accumulated physically within your body, this potion may elicit an elemental reaction.
Sounds kinda terrifying.
Don't worry. In the normal course of events, you'd feel some temporary queasiness.
And in the app,
If anything unexpected occurs, I've made the necessary... Well, it's not that there aren't any risks involved. But if there isn't, just a warning. If an internal elemental reaction occurs for any other reason... Yes, that's an excellent way to think
Ouais,
about
j'avoue
it.
que...
Before
Ils
we
sont
get
d'être chez le
started,
médecin, quoi.
it's a type of ore known as star silver. But I'll take you to my campsite. We can gather some star silver ore, all going to plan. We should be able to begin...
Paimon's still got a few safety concerns. Let's keep our eyes open.
Bon, bah... J'ai pas trop compris, a priori. Là, maintenant, on se retrouve en mission de minage.
I will protect
On va
you.
sortir Noël. C'est dingue que ce soit toujours le seul personnage que j'ai avec une épée à deux mains.
Here. Should do for catalyst purposes.
Ouais, ça, c'est sûr qu'ils allaient me bloquer le passage.
I see everything. Nice and spicy.
Arrêtez de fuir. Sinon, je vous tue comment, moi?
Committed to memory.
Alors, je vais voir si... Ouais.
This one. Usable with a bit of polish. What luck. This should be enough. My campsite is just up ahead. I'll lead the way.
Le coin est juste un peu plus loin, ça marche. Ah, mais je vois où il est son camp. C'est déjà passé, je l'avais fouillé. Je me demandais à qui est-ce qu'il pouvait servir. C'est vrai qu'il y avait des trucs d'alchimiste. Mais c'est qui ça?
This is my campsite. I've added the materials we collected while we are waiting.
Ah,
Have a
mais
look
c'est
over
Timmy.
here. My assistant Timaeus here is helping me with my research. I'm guessing you may have met in...
Hello! I've just gotten hold of the data from your experiment.
Whoa. Look at all the data.
Une belle feuille.
I wouldn't call them results, inferences. I think the most rational direction would be to expound on the phylogenetic relationship between this traveler and the slimes.
C'est
Consider,
rationnel.
you don't have a vision, but you can manipulate elemental energy. Following this line of thought, I'm sure we'll be able to establish a basis in fact.
Not bad for a point of entry. But strictly speaking, slimes are elemental life forms. A cryoregis vine, or even a whopperflower might be a better analogy. In that sense, things might get difficult.
Yes, sir.
After all, we've got our primary data already.
J'écoute pas du tout ce qu'il raconte. Hein.
If it turned out that he did have a
J'espère que c'est pas une quête
phylogenetic
qui est
relationship
indispensable,
with this world.
dont la compréhension est indispensable.
Ah, it would. Apologies. Speaking of data, to complete our research, we'll need some more. I'll be
Great, I'll leave you to it. Looks like the potion's ready. I'll try a little first. In
Ok.
line with my expectations. Ready to drink.
Hop.
Remember to keep calm at all times. And breathe deeply if you feel unwell.
Alors, la potion. La popo. Elle est où? Elle est censée être où? Je sens... Attends. La popo? Plus sec.
Tasty? You've got a funny look on your face. You
Ça va,
said
ça
you
va.
tried some already. You sure it was?
Oh, this was the result I was expecting. This potion channels elemental power into the body. But if the internal elemental flow is unimpeded, you'll only...
So you knew you'd be sick and still...
It was my own concoction, of course. Only natural for me to be the guinea pig. Perhaps it's just scholarly self-assurance. In conclusion, I'd say we have our conclusion. As far as elemental energy is concerned...
Oh,
Okay.
Paimon wanted something cool.
Then again, better an ordinary result than a peculiar result. Peculiar results have the good thing about ordinary
okay.
is that everything is an object of reference. People are the same. They can understand, empathize, encourage. When you're sick, a doctor can diagnose you because they are you. When something goes wrong, but a peculiar person, they don't have much recourse for the things
C'est
we
vrai ce
take
qu'il
for
dit, c'est
granted.
beau. C'est beau.
The essence of their life is, for example, a human can't understand the life of a pyroregisfont. To sum up, this has been a positive outcome. Going forward, you can... Timaeus, the results of the new experiment are out.
Just a moment, sir. I'll handle it. Oh, you gave me a lot to consider. Really stretched my limits. Having you down as an animal wasn't very precise of me. But starting with the premise of an element...
Not bad. I think it's an interesting line of inquiry. Whatever the truth of the matter.
You can count on me, sir. I'll extract a result satisfactory to all...
Is he trying to join the Knights? What Paimon meant to
Oh,
say
ça
was...
blablate quand même beaucoup là.
That's the...
Before we can proceed with our research, if you're interested, why not have a look around?
On peut jeter un coup d'œil aux alentours, mais... En vrai... On a déjà fouillé. Ah. Petites étagères là, zoup zoup.
Here comes Albedo. Let's go see him.
On peut enchaîner mon
I'm
ami.
back. Did you see anything interesting?
Non, rien.
Agreed. I'd love to. Well, on with the research. There may be significant differences between different... Take Tevat, for example. Here, those with visions can manipulate the... But worlds may well exist where only one person is able to do so. Or leaving elements to one side. I think answering this question calls for the same methodology as last time. In other words... No. You shan't be... Now, see this pillar here? Use your willpower to try and break it.
Ma volonté.
You think
Oui, c'est
Paimon
avec
knows how to
Clément.
do that stuff?
That was your best effort? Have you tried using your elemental power with food? I don't mean for cooking as such. I'm curious to see how the taste and texture respond. It may even help with proliferation. I suppose... Anyway, why don't you cook us up a sunshine sprat?
Cooking? Paimon
Mais
would...
Not
quel
only is this recipe
rapport?
a
Pourquoi
staple
tu veux me
for
faire de
me,
la cuisine?
it's also worth experiment.
Paimon bets you're... That does sound yummy, though. Okay, Paimon approves.
Ouais.
Good buddies are always on the same page.
I'll leave you to it then. Looking forward to the results. If there's anything left over, maybe Timaeus can...
Paimon doesn't think we'll have that problem. How are we gonna channel elemental power into the food?
Poisson
Maybe try the
grillé au
willpower
beurre.
thing again.
Est-ce que j'ai du beurre? Poisson... Poisson grillé au beurre. C'est quoi? C'est du sel. Attends, du sel j'en ai pas vraiment.
Where does he get these?
Aller-retour à mon stat. Hein.
Let's just do it the old-fashioned
Qu'est-ce que vous voulez que je vous dise? Moi je cuisine pas au sel. Attends, c'est ici qu'on prend du sel? Ouais. On va en acheter un petit peu, hop, comme ça on sera sûr. Zou. Bon, ça va qu'il était pas trop loin d'un TP quand même. Je vois pas trop le rapport avec tout ça. Poisson grillé au sel. Au beurre. Non, poisson grillé au beurre, pas au sel. Hop.
That was fast.
Hop, tiens ton poisson.
An average outcome experimentally. As far as the proliferation hypothesis is concerned, we've come up short. Unless... Could it be that the natural laws of the...
We just didn't know how to channel elemental power into the food. It's a little more complicated.
Not to worry.
Mm.
At least we put some food to good use. And here's your portion. Enjoy.
Woohoo! Thanks! Glad you were paying attention.
I can tell that you're good friends. Paimon was keeping an eye on you and your safety during the whole experiment. Not that Paimon would have been able to do much if things had gone wrong.
Hey! You were being nice a second ago! But you do have tasty recipes, so Paimon forgive. And you're right, we are good friends. You have good friends too, right?
Je vois pas où est-ce qu'on va en venir là, en fait avec cette quête.
I'm fortunate too, I suppose. There are all manner of alchemical items here. Keeping them in their proper places, I managed to retrieve the majority, but 2 vials have been evaded.
Paimon's barely finished eating.
Don't worry if you can't locate them. I was planning, if you had, say, superpower, I must have dropped them somewhere in the area where...
So, guess we'd better take a look.
Ouais.
Oh yeah! You could use...
Alors, je dois lui faire à manger, maintenant je dois lui faire son ménage. C'est quoi le plan là?
This must be electrohypostasis powder. The extract of an animo crystal fly can only be animo elemental energy, right?
Goodness, you managed to find... I'm wondering, this elemental site...
Yep. Guess it does sort of count as a...
Unfortunately, though elementals only a never-before-seen otherworldly power...
You mean, we failed again?
Don't be disheartened. This falls entirely within my expectations. I have to commend your deduction that the items would contain elemental... Right then.
Ok.
Up until now, our research has focused on your otherworldly identity. Our research on your identity as one of us is just, in essence, the differences between humans are reflected in our intellectual and physical capabilities. Looking out from where we're standing, can you see what Sucrose is doing? And if you jump from here and landed on that cliff, the one over there. So what about if you planted a single blow on the mountain face here, and it burst into a million... Then I shouldn't get too excited. I know of a location that will be perfect for a physical...
On est vraiment en train de passer un examen médical, quoi.
Good thing the vial's so strong.
Faudrait honnêtement, à l'occasion, faire un classement des quêtes Histoire. Pour voir un petit peu... celles qui sont rompiches et tout. Parce que je trouve qu'il y en a quand même pas mal, quoi. Il y en a qui sont quand même un peu rompiches, hein, des quêtes Histoire. Attends, mais il est où? Il est en haut? de froid. Oh la flemme, hein. Je redescends pas. Si on doit mourir de froid, mourons. Je sais pas si les cinématiques elles reset mon niveau de grand froid.
You want us to jump?
Not necessarily. Not if you know of a better method, that is. Whichever method you choose, the experiment will factor the time expended and your top speed.
The opposite side of the lake.
Without limitations, we complete tasks intuitively. Some of us would be unable to stand the icy. No matter what choice you make, it's all a part of the experiment. Then, if you would please,
Wait a minute. While we're busy testing, what exactly?
Attends, c'est où? Ok.
Me?
Il y avait
Recording
pas
data,
un-
responding to risks, providing
Je le vois pas,
emotional support.
So if we do decide to go
On a le temps.
swimming, you gonna dive in with us?
No. Unless you're
Ok, je
thinking
pensais que
of
ça allait peut-être faire
conducting
pop un coffre.
competitive research.
On se fait confiance. Hop.
Forget Paimon said anything.
Oh, on était large. Hop, pile poil dessus. Pas du tout. Ah non, c'est que ça continue. Il s'est passé un truc là, non? Ou c'est des checkpoints? Aïe. Bon alors en fait, oubliez ce que j'ai dit. On n'est pas large du tout. Je viens vraiment de le faire là, genre à 1 seconde. Je suis incroyable en fait. Genre le timing c'est
Great work.
toute ma vie. Bah si Torti, on est de retour à dos dragon.
Your
Mais
reputation
c'est juste le
precedes
temps
you,
de
traveler.
faire la quête Histoire
The data
d'Albedo.
shows that you're easily outperforming the average citizen in
But you followed us the whole way without breaking us.
Me? Actually, I used alchemy to cheat a little. If it turns out that the natural laws of Tavad do not affect you, if the natural laws of Tavad do affect you, then I shall be able to make inference the innumerable possibilities that this could present, the captivating insights.
But how does this help your research?
You've helped me to unravel many of the problems that were holding it back. When we return to the camp, I may be about to make some
Attends, c'est vraiment
analogies
fini,
between
là,
you and
le-
defeat gold, petrified trees. The essence of the investigative process is enthralling. I'm willing to pour all my energy into research. And yet, all these things that start out as objects of fascination end up...
Oh, so that's why you wanted to paint those hilly turtles? Because you got to see something new?
Precisely. To quote my exact words from earlier, these creatures are, for the most...
So after all these experiments, are we gonna be like...
Of course not. You have... Now, before we head back to... Follow me. There are some...
Oh, j'en peux plus. On t'est allé, Yélen, niveau 90 hier, et B. GG à toi. Hein. Ah, là, il y a un petit épée qui se prépare. Hein. Ça, j'aime autant vous le dire. Hop. Yo, DFR, comment est-ce que tu vas, BG? Et j'ai couronne l'ulti de ma Xiangling. Et B, ça bosse. Hein. Laissez-moi tranquille, vous. Laissez-moi tranquille, laissez-moi tranquille. Oh non, non. Oh, ça a fait mal se passer. Ah, ça Genshin de bon matin. J'ai 160 résines. Non, mais le dis pas, Torti. Après, si les gens ils savent que j'ai 160 résines, ils vont me dire, oh, faut les utiliser tes résines. Moi, je vais leur dire, ouais, mais j'ai un peu la flemme quand même. Et après, ils vont me dire, ouais, mais c'est du quotidien, ça, faut les utiliser. On sait comment ça se passe. On sait comment ça se passe, en vrai, je vais juste vous appeler à... J'ai eu un lag, non?
Wish
Pas
me
de
luck.
lag. on fera peut-être un peu de multi pour utiliser les résines. J'ai la flemme en vrai de... Enfin, non, c'est pas que j'ai la flemme, c'est que... Il y a mon autre addiction qui est là et qui bat dans mes veines, tu vois, je sens... Je sens un appel venu des étoiles. On explore les ruines et on revient avec ce qu'on a trouvé, 2 énigmes, ok. Ça marche. Du coup, sur mes 2 teams, j'ai ce perso 90, il me reste que un Xingqiu. Bien joué à toi. Bien joué à toi. Oh, c'est celui que j'ai jamais visité ici. Ah oui, ça c'est les... Oh, elles sont reloues celles-là. Je pense qu'il y a un décalage trop important là. À moins qu'il y en ait une 3e. Attends, il y en a une là-bas. Oh mais j'ai trop la flemme. En plus on a dos dragon, je déteste cette zone. Oh. Attends, il y a un... Oi 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 oi. Bon. Hop. Essayons de faire les choses dans le bon ordre. On n'est pas là pour ça, mais... on va quand même faire ce petit défi. Après, j'ai pas de TP dans le coin, c'est un peu pénible en vrai. Oh, ça va, du coup, c'est... Oh, je l'ai pas eu. Je déteste. Hop, on récupère la petite fée au passage. Là, on a fait se viander. Oh oui, on s'est viandé même. Ah non, par contre, hop, monsieur... Je pense que j'aurais pas... J'ai pas le temps en fait de faire et la fée et le... À moins que... Ah non, putain, une seconde. Je déteste. Bon, on retourne faire le défi, quoi. C'est lui aussi, là, imaginez. J'en ai tellement que je m'en sers même plus. Ah ouais? Mais tu joues à Genshin, d'affaires? Non, mais c'est bon, toi, arrête de me... Arrête de m'agresser. En vrai, c'est la petite fée m'a fait perdre du temps. Bon, ça et aussi le premier saut que j'ai fait en vrai. Oh ouais, non mais regardez-moi la qualité des sauts. Qu'est-ce que vous voulez faire? Hop. Mais... Oui, oui, oui. Ça, c'est de l'exploration approximative. Dès la sortie du jeu, mais pourquoi j'étais pas au courant? Comment ça se fait? Ok, hop, la deuxième, elle est là-bas.
Returning them to their rightful places is up to you.
Oh non, monte pas. Pourquoi tu montes? Pourquoi tu vas pas direct? Oh oh.
By royal decree.
Nice and spicy.
As you wish, mein Fräulein.
C'est vrai. C'est vrai que t'es moins... T'es moins là en ce moment, je te vois moi. Ok, alors dans quel ordre est-ce que on les fait? Je pense que du coup c'est peut-être celle-ci en première. Mais elle se fout de moi ou quoi? Alors ça, pour le coup, je sais toujours pas si... Ouais, non, il faut qu'il y ait un décalage plus important. Faut que j'attende un petit peu, genre... Maintenant.
It should
Voilà.
now be possible to activate the central mechanism. Exactly what will happen when you do is something I'm looking forward to finding out.
Ok, on peut descendre
Seems that
dans
the
le
water
petit
level
trou.
has suddenly decreased. We should be able to see what's in the water now. What's this?
On peut dire qu'on a l'impression d'avoir
To the
déjà vu
best
ça,
of
ça
my
fait un peu
knowledge,
classe.
These belong to a script of some kind. There's still a lot to learn about them. And let me make a copy first. I'll make time.
Another thing for the don't understand list. Unsolvable mystery there. Seems like if you want the reward, you...
I've truly gained a lot from all this. Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back,
Non, mais c'est
I may
bon.
just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
Oi, oi.
Paimon's kind of looking forward to seeing the result, unless you can think of anything better to do.
Not so fast. You're not leaving until
je l'avais
I'm
oublié.
convinced that nothing dangerous is...
You!
I
Je
most
l'avais oublié.
certainly did not. And I've witnessed
C'est sûr qu'elle est
everything that
maléfique,
you and
elle.
Albedo have been up to. I must say, you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor. Taking orders from a complete stranger,
C'est vrai que le mec il nous a dit de faire des choses bizarres, nous on les a faites.
participating in
Hein.
all kinds. I'd sooner believe you were
On est un
tricked
peu
than that
naïf.
you would be so naive. Or
Naïve.
perhaps
Sister Rosaria's guard's so high, she can't even see over the top of it.
Bon, on
it
l'aide.
doesn't matter what you think. He could be a... I'm only concerned with one thing. Whether his alchemy has...
No way! Paimon would have sensed it. And
With an alchemist of his level, you wouldn't sense a thing. In any case, I'm not about to let a potential...
Ok, tu veux qu'on se tape?
what are you gonna do?
I've got to hand it to you. I've investigated everything else.
But we don't even know what...
That much is true. But for insurance purposes, I'd better make a copy. Now then, all things considered, I deem that... Which is what I
Ah,
was
c'était
hoping.
vraiment juste histoire de
I
discuter
would have
quoi.
been one very...
Overtime.
Before we go our separate ways, Outlander, a word of advice. Don't be so quick to trust Albedo, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this time. You made a lot of
Rosalie
rash
elle est gentille. Non,
decisions
non,
today.
Rosalie on la déteste.
She's gone. Mondstadt doesn't have many
C'est tout.
people like that.
Peut-être qu'elle est juste sensible. Bon allez, on retourne voir Albedo à son camp. Hop, c'est bon. Je déteste cette zone. Je suis pas méchant, hein. C'est elle qui est méchante. Hein. C'est elle qui cherche la bagarre, là, à me dire de me méfier de tout le monde. Moi, si quelqu'un me dit de faire quelque chose, je le fais, hein, c'est tout. C'est gentil. C'est moi le gentil dans l'histoire.
You're back. Good timing. You took quite a while. Did you get held up on the way back?
Non,
Time for the
on a vu
results.
personne, tout va bien.
We got a myriad of data today, but the integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you is you're very much like a human.
You couldn't
Super.
tell that just by look. We spent all day working our butts off.
Please, I understand that this may have seemed self-evident to you. Have you ever considered that the world of Teyvat may have a natural hostility to Outlanders? I mentioned the natural laws of this world. You're able to converse with me here, but the only other life form that, like you, has come here from afar is the seed that I mentioned. But after I observed, imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And so...
Whoa! It looks like something's appearing!
Ok, le mec il a
The
fait pousser
transition
une
from
fleur.
nothing into something, from shoot to stem, is not nurturing otherworldly life, also nurturing the...
Aww.
C'est... Ouais.
It would seem that that's as far as we go.
Paimon thought, with all our efforts, it might have bloomed forever.
Life is a manifold tapestry of free entities. Its value shouldn't derive from how long a short life can be well lived. A life lived efficiently. So, do you understand what I meant about us conversing here, arguably being
Là j'en
a
suis à me
small
demander
miracle?
si on va faire la quête histoire sans jamais jouer le perso. Et j'ai peur que la réponse soit oui.
Don't be sad. You've got Albedo. Paimon really wants to be your friend.
Thank you both. Even if the spell, your help inspired me to discover the means to make a flower I mean that the time I've spent traveling with you in the mountains was in the future,
Ok.
if the need arises.
De toute façon je peux pas te dire non, donc si t'as besoin de moi tu
Glad I can
m'appelles.
count on you. I made a point throughout of telling him how ordinary the results were. But what was that
Oh, il m'a
sediment I
menti.
saw forming at the bottom of the vial? Those born of earth are bound by its imperfections. But those born of chalk are free of impurities. If, one day, I lose control, can I rely on you to stop me?
Non mais voilà, ils mettent une quête. Attends, ça fait combien de temps? Ça fait 50 minutes qu'on a commencé la quête histoire d'Albedo. Elle est éclatée au sol, il se passe rien. Et ils mettent un petit cliffhanger avec sous-entendu Albedo c'est Hulk en fait. Et peut-être il peut pas se contrôler et devenir méchant. C'est bon, ce personnage il sert à rien. Je comprends pourquoi personne ne le joue. Next, voilà, c'est tout. Et il m'a énervé. Il m'a énervé pour la journée celui-là.